Now we're looking at the video walkthrough of adding text in Publisher. This is where we're learning the basics of using text in Affinity Publisher documents. From here on I'll just call it Publisher. Affinity Publisher is quite a mouthful. Now we're including adding text, creating columns of text, importing text and flowing text from one frame to another. We've started off here with a blank document. It's an A4 sheet of paper, so keep in mind that that's fairly wide there. The tools used to create frames, type tools, frame tools and shape tools are located in the toolbar on the left hand side. There's the frame text tool, table tool, an artistic text tool. There's the picture frame rectangle and the picture frame ellipse. You could place image tool, vector crops and various other things there that we don't need to worry about. Right now we're looking firstly at picture frames. Frames can be created and used as placeholders. That's a frame without a content. Text and images in Publisher reside within a frame. When you place images or text in Publisher, a frame is created automatically for that content. When you want to include text, that's with the frame text tool, the frame indicates the area where text is to be shown. Text frames have small boxes or triangles, if you like, in the upper left and lower right corners, which can be used to connect frames together so text can flow from one frame to another. See the spyglass in the next image. For images, the frame can be used to crop or mask parts of the image, but we're not worried about that at the moment. So let's have some examples. Now there's a frame text tool, just there. We go out here and we can create a frame in the darkened area. Now that's a very small frame, it won't be quite useful, but you can see it's text. It has the ruler on it, it has the little triangle in the upper left and the little triangle in the lower right. And the letter T highlights when you've got the frame text tool selected as per the image. Now the image frame is this one here. I'll click on that and you can see the T disappears because this is an image frame. We can place that out there. That gives us an image frame. Now there's no marker in that at the moment. I'll show you the difference in a moment. There's the ellipse frame tool there. And we can create an ellipse there. The other one disappears, but it's still there. It's because they're outside the bounds, except for this one stays there. The image frames show place markers to indicate image frames, unlike text frames, and as I said, I'll show you that in a minute. Frames can be created outside the canvas and dragged into place where and when needed. So, add text with the frame text tool. So the option 1 is to select the frame text tool in the toolbar. With the frame text tool selected, drag in the document window to add a text frame or click in an existing text frame to add text. But what we've got here, we can add a text frame here. If we go to the text frame, we can add another one here and leave that one out there. Or you can go to the move tool and just drag that in there. Now it's a bit small for text at the moment, so we'll drag it out and make it wide enough. The other option I mentioned just now is to drag in the document window to add a text frame. So we can go here and you can see the text frame with the little star, and we can add a text frame there like that. So you can create them outside or not. Somewhere there's that one. Now I want to show you these before we go on, because we're going to put text in there in a moment. Oops, I inadvertently left it on the wrong setting. That's where we want it. We want to move this one here. No, just delete that altogether. There's the one we want. Now if I drag that in there, that's an image. If you see that cross sign there, that means it's expecting an image. Those X's don't appear, by the way, in your finished document. So there's an ellipse and a rectangular image. Now we can forget those for the time being, because what we want to do is go back to here. So I've selected the text tool. Let's give it its right name, the frame text tool. You can see there's the text marker in and the text marker out there. Now there's no text in there. The font is set to Arial. Let's call it a Briel fat face. It's regular font. 12's a bit small to see on here. Now you can't see it, but there is a cursor there. And you can see, don't forget this is an A4 page. Now you can't see what I typed there because it's 12 point on an A4 page. It's a minuscule, well it's actually 5 point. I must have slipped there when I was fiddling around with it. There we go, 18, 20, 24. Let's make that 24 point. Hello world. Now if you keep typing, the text will wrap around there. Now if you don't mind the hardship, you could actually type your entire document by having a text frame, fill the page and just keep typing. However, if the text frame is too small for the text, those little arrow marks there, the boxes on the upper left and lower right, the triangles, they will turn red. You can format the text with the options in the properties panel. And there's properties up there. We don't need to worry about that at the moment. That's not what we're doing. Now, you can also insert filler text into these frames. If you want to see where you are, go up to Text, Insert Filler Text, and there you are. There's your filler text. It's just rubbish text. It has no meaning at all. Lorem ipsum is the usual expression. But that will allow you to see what your document will look like. You can see the text just keeps going there. It's not showing up here as overwritten text because it only puts in enough text to fill the frame. And it's smart enough to know that it's not over typing it. But what we can do to show you the overtyped text, see, even if you click on that, it doesn't show anything. Undo transform. We'll leave that there like that. Now, do we want to create columns of text? With the text tool selected, drag the document window to add a text frame. Choose View Studio Text Frame. Now we're in text frame, text frames, general, studio. We've got columns and the number of columns is 1. Set the number of columns to 2 and it automatically creates 2 columns. Balance is set in columns. You can see that. Now the red bar comes on. That's telling us that the text won't fit properly in this document and it needs to overflow. Some of it's missing. Now where's our next document? Well, we've got, let's bring that column up there. You can see we've got another marker there. And we're going to concern ourselves with that in just a moment. Now, importing text. Text can be pasted, dragged or placed into a document from an outside source, such as Microsoft Word. we're in this document here. We're not worried about that at the moment. We're in this document here, so choose File and Place. There's a Word document, Planning a Comic. What else have we got? There's a short story I wrote, or am writing. Now we open that, and that's put that in there. Now what we've got here is the text doesn't all fit because there's actually quite a story in there. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. Don't want to drag that down, but we do want to drag that down. And the documents, I probably could have picked a better document. Text. You want to place a document. Let's see if I can find a document that's got a lot of text. Planning a comic. There we go. Open. And there you go. There's a lot of text in there, different format. It's just imported it straight over the top of that. Now you can see that it's overflowing the text. What I'm looking for is, if we want to see the document without all those guides in it, we can go to View and Preview mode. There we go. That one there. View, Preview mode. See, that one there doesn't have the guides. It'll have the guides when you select it, of course. But there's the document without the guidelines in it. So you can really see what your document looks like. And there's that one up there. That's a very handy tool. So we've got columns and imported text. Got that there. Got that there, and I've just removed that frame. Remember that one there, table, text, view. We don't want preview mode on, we want it off. So we've got our frames. What we want is another frame here, and because columns are still set to 2, that's all right, that's fine. That's too much up there. With the selection tool, click to select a text frame and then click the out port. That's selected. Position the loaded text cursor within an existing text frame there and click to thread the text there. Now you can see that line that goes across there. That's showing you it comes from that document and continues there across there. Now I go into this fully in a previous video on YouTube here. It's quite a few back, but it's easy enough to find, and the address is in the first part of this tutorial. Quite easy to find. And that's it for the video step through. I hope that's been of some help. Let me see if I can go to here, select that, delete that, select that, delete that. We're left with the blank page. Now it's deleted the text out of here. It hasn't deleted it off your computer. Text frame, simply put, create a text frame. We've got too many borders there. Too many columns. I mean, we only want one column. Down we go. Now, if you've written your document in Word, for example, and you've got an entire book, you'll have more than one page. And you can automatically have the document create pages for you if you import a very long document. But we won't do that now. If you want to type in here, you just place your cursor in there, which you can't see, but it is up the top left hand side, just faintly flicking on and off. HELLO, hello world. And of course you can do all the things you like in there with colors and text and images. You can drag these things in. Oops. And put it there. You can put an image right in the middle of your document. If you don't want it in there at the moment, you can move it out there. But those crossed lines disappear. But how do you know it's an image document, an image frame, and not a text frame? Because if you create a text frame there, there's your data there, your markers. And oddly enough, there's your text there, only it's black and we won't see it on the black background. So let's make it white. CK sliders, get out of there, come on. HSL colour wheel. And the text doesn't show up there, but it's in there. What happens if you drag that over there? You can vaguely see the text in there. So you can have text over text. Let's not confuse the issue. Let's get rid of that entirely. There's your frame. There's your text frame. You can continue there to type your entire document in there, or you can import text from another document. Thank you for watching.